We have several developments in the escalating crisis in Egypt. 2 Canadians are sitting in an Egyptian jail, arrested during one of the bloodiest weeks in the country's history. And we're getting word that as many as 36 supporters of the ousted president were killed as they attempted to escape from a prison convoy in Cairo. Egypt's military leaders are vowing that violence on the streets will be met with a heavy hand. We have extensive coverage beginning with Sean O'Shea.
On the streets of Cairo Sunday, scenes that look almost normal, but for armored personnel carriers. Amid the protests, casualties, and search for the truth in Egypt, now 2 Canadians are under arrest. Tarek Lobani, a London, Ontario emergency room doctor, and John Grayson, a filmmaker and York University professor, both picked up in Cairo.
Probably making films, right?
Justin Podur got a text and call from Lobani minutes before he and Grayson ended up in police custody.
When I first got the call, I thought, okay, there's a lot of catch and release going on, but as the hours went on, that was when I started to worry much more.
Egypt's army chief saying the military won't tolerate more violence and chaos like the kind seen last week. Since Wednesday, more than 800 have died on the streets here in protests over the ouster of President Mohamed Morsi. Thousands stood up to Egypt's military in a show of solidarity. The government claims some protesters fought back with automatic weapons, that soldiers defended themselves. Coptic Christians prayed for peace in their churches, many mindful of the risks they face. This woman saying the current situation in Egypt has been an attack on all churches and state institutions. Most Egypt-bound travelers have backed away from the country because of all the unrest. In Giza, streets are practically empty. Attractions like the pyramids and the Sphinx void of visitors. There is no tourism, no business for us, says this stable manager. This carriage driver says he hasn't even earned enough money to feed his horse. As Egypt's stock market reopened for the first time since Wednesday, share prices dropped about 2%. This stock trader fears prices will fall farther if international investors don't start to see stability, and soon. Many Egyptians looking for a return to normal too, though it's unclear when street protests will end and whether more people will die in the process. Sean O'Shea, Global News.